like decent shape.
Oh, do you guys hear that? Come in here. Oh my god.
These are two urban explorers named May and Zek, who in November 2023 uploaded a tense investigation to their channel, Urbex Vibes. On this particular day, the pair set out to explore an abandoned high school somewhere in the United States. But almost immediately, after stepping inside, it became obvious the building wasn't as abandoned as it appeared. The school had fallen into severe despair, crumbling ceilings, broken walls, and piles of debris littered nearly every hallway. Near the entrance, they even spotted a no trespassing sign. Despite the warning, the two pressed forward, hoping to document whatever remained inside. As they explored deeper into the building, they began noticing signs of recent activity. Sections of the school appeared disturbed, suggesting scrappers or squatters had recently been inside. Fortunately, everything seemed quiet until they reached one of the upper hallways. That's when they heard something that immediately stopped them in their tracks.
Wow, it goes two different ways.
Whoa.
It goes this way, and it goes that way. Yeah, we'll try that. This is a really pretty wing. Look how, like, colorful it is.
That's a pretty
Different
hallway.
colors on different walls.
Oh shit. There's definitely somebody in here.
Yeah, so let's go see if it's a scrapper, an explorer.
You can hear them. Turn your phone on vibrate just in case. Scrappers, they're using machinery. You can hear it. They're cutting stuff. Another place, another scrapper.
We can't get away from them.
They're cutting pipes or something.
They're smashing.
The sounds echoed from somewhere down the corridor. Unsure who might be making them, the explorers immediately backed away and headed in the opposite direction. For the next several minutes, they stopped repeatedly to listen, trying to figure out exactly where the noises were coming from. At first, they considered investigating, believing it could simply be another urban explorer, or perhaps a few scrappers salvaging metal from the abandoned school. But the more they thought about it, the more dangerous that idea became. Someone tearing apart a building could easily be carrying heavy tools or weapons, and if they felt cornered, the situation could turn violent very quickly. Rather than take the chance, the pair decided to avoid the source of the noise altogether and headed downstairs to continue exploring another section of the school. Unfortunately, they soon realized they wasn't as far away as they had hoped.
We're gonna come back here.
I don't know where they are. What?
I don't know.
Obviously they're banging on some sort of pipes or something. Oh, they're making a lot of noise, man.
See, the problem with this is us being in here at the wrong time, because they are going to cause attention. They're going to cause somebody to come, and we're just going to happen to be there.
Yeah, and we also don't know the type of person this person is. How many of them are there? If they wouldn't like us filming.
We also got like 10 grand in equipment right here.
They're like making so much noise. There's like an active school right next to it. I don't know how to get away with that.
And a hospital. Alright, well, I say let's go all the way to the opposite side of the building. Start there. I don't want to be filming and having smashing metal noises in our video.
Choosing caution over curiosity, the explorers moved toward the opposite side of the building, hoping to put as much distance between themselves and whoever was inside. Over the next half hour, they carefully worked their way through the classrooms and hallways. Although they continued hearing the occasional banging in the distance, it never seemed close enough to pose an immediate threat. By this point, they had become less worried about running into suspected scrappers and more frustrated by the constant noise. The repeated smashing could easily attract police officers or nearby residents, putting everyone inside the building at risk of being discovered. Even so, they continued their exploration, believing the worst had likely passed.
It's literally 9 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
That's annoying. Why are you doing that at 9 a.m.?
Now something's coming from over here. It's like an echo. I don't know where it's coming from. You hear it? It could be coming from this side.
That's loud.
What is wrong with people, man?
Like, how are we supposed to film when they're doing this? As filmmakers and YouTubers, this is aggravating. This is annoying. That's where he came from. It's right here. We just walked down that.
This sound was coming
I
from.
think it's coming like second.
Oh, I could see him.
Yeah.
I saw him. Look, oh, you can see movement. I think he has a ladder. I hope you didn't see me. Through that middle window, I could see movement. You saw it? I was like moving.
No, I didn't see it.
I saw some sort of like something dangle, like from the ceiling, like wires or something.
Yeah, because he's ripping the pipes out of the ceiling. I'm trying to evaluate what to do. Because this is making it hard.
He's walking now, right over us. Yeah, he's right above us.
It's like, ow.
He's leaving soon.
That's what I'm thinking. Do we just wait it out? Like, what do we do?
No, he's definitely quiet now. Right afterwards at the window, though.
Yeah. Oh, he's right above us, so.
Well, let's change rooms, so let's get going.
Not long afterward, the noises suddenly returned, this time sounding much closer than before. As they quietly searched for the source, one of the explorers caught a glimpse of movement through a nearby window. Someone appeared to be working on the floor, directly above them, possibly pulling pipes or wiring from the ceiling. Realizing whoever it was might now be only a room or two away, the pair quietly slipped into another section of the building, moving from room to room while listening to footsteps overhead. Eventually everything fell silent. Believing the person had finally left, the explorers decided it was probably time to leave the school as well. But as they made their way toward the exit, the situation took a completely unexpected turn.
It opens up on the other side.
That's weird, right? Every other door is boarded.
Except that one door. I can't tell what that sound is. Do you hear that?
Yeah. The outside, yeah. Just weird at this.
Just as they approached one of the exits, a man wearing what appeared to be some kind of uniform suddenly walked into view on the opposite side of the doorway. Unsure whether he was security, law enforcement, or someone else entirely, the explorers immediately ducked into a nearby room and hid. For several tense minutes, they remained completely still while unfamiliar sounds echoed through the hallway outside. If the man really was a police officer, simply walking out could lead to trespassing charges. Their only option now was to stay hidden and hope he never discovered where they were.
I don't want them to look through that window. What they're doing. He's gonna see if he goes through there. Let's just leave. No, we can't. We can't be nosy. Stay quiet. They're welding. You say he saw you. I saw him. He was right in front of the door. He has bandages on his arms. I think they're sealing everything up. Yes. We might have a problem. We can't get away because he'll see us. He'll see us straight through the hallway. We're stuck here. Take it easy.
As the minutes passed, the explorers slowly realized the man wasn't alone. Even more surprising, he wasn't a police officer at all. It was a team of firefighters conducting training exercises inside the abandoned school. As part of the exercise, sections of the building were being sealed off, making it nearly impossible for explorers to slip out unnoticed. Suddenly they found themselves trapped inside with no safe way to leave. Fear quickly gave way to anxiety as they listened to the firefighters moving throughout the building. All they could do now was remain silent, stay hidden, and hope the group eventually moved on. Instead, the situation became even worse.
Is there a floor yet? I mean, has everywhere been written? Oh, can I get those? Two.
There are signs of people in here, so I'll be shocked if you come across anyone. Now, right here.
By this point, the pair had been hiding behind a table for nearly 3 hours. During that time, it became painfully clear that the firefighters knew someone else was inside the school. They had begun actively searching the building, narrowing the explorers' chances of escaping unnoticed. Realizing they couldn't stay hidden forever, the two waited patiently for the smallest opening, knowing they'd likely have only one opportunity to make a run for it. If they hesitated for a moment, the search would almost certainly be over. Fortunately, the explorers managed to slip out of the building without ever being caught. After reaching the safety of their vehicle, they explained that the firefighters had been using the abandoned school for training exercises, which accounted for the hours of banging, cutting, and demolition they had heard throughout the day. They also revealed something even more unsettling. While hiding behind the table, one of the firefighters came within only a few feet of them and even picked something up from the floor beside their legs. Somehow, despite being that close, he never noticed they were there. In the end, what began as a routine exploration turned into a 3-hour game of hiding inside a building they couldn't escape. It's another reminder that abandoned places rarely stay as empty as they seem, and sometimes the greatest danger isn't what you expect at all. But while some abandoned places hide dangers created by the people who enter them, others leave behind mysteries that have no easy explanation. Far away in France, another forgotten building sat untouched for decades, its rooms frozen in time, and its walls surrounded by stories of strange encounters. And when one explorer stepped inside the abandoned mansion, he quickly discovered that some places may hold secrets that were never meant to be uncovered. If you're enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing. Your support genuinely helps the channel grow, and the deeper we go, the more disturbing these encounters become. But for now, let's continue. In June of 2020, a British urban explorer known online as Dave from the channel Abandoned World Explorer set out to investigate one of France's most infamous abandoned locations. Hidden away in a remote area of the French countryside was an old mansion believed to date back to the late 1800s. For generations, the property had been home to a wealthy family, but at some point, everything changed. The family mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind their belongings, their furniture, and countless reminders of the life they once lived. There was no clear explanation for why they abandoned the mansion, and over the years, the empty building became surrounded by rumors of paranormal activity. Those who entered the abandoned estate claimed they experienced strange and unexplained events. Some reported seeing shadowy figures moving through the rooms, while others claimed they heard voices coming from empty parts of the house. Visitors also described the unsettling feeling of being watched, along with doors opening, furniture moving, and unexplained noises echoing throughout the mansion. Despite these stories, Dave decided to investigate the property for himself. Unlike many paranormal investigators, Dave arrived without ghost hunting equipment or devices designed to detect supernatural activity. His only tools were his camera and a respirator to protect himself from the decay and dust inside the abandoned building. As he stepped inside, Dave immediately discovered something unusual. The mansion appeared almost frozen in time. Personal belongings, furniture, and family possessions remained exactly where they had been left decades earlier. There were no obvious signs of looters or squatters disturbing the property, and that raised an unsettling question. Why would a family leave everything behind? Whatever caused them to abandon their home was something they never returned for. Still fascinated by what he was seeing, Dave continued deeper into the mansion. For the first several minutes, his exploration seemed completely normal. Although the building carried a disturbing atmosphere, he found no evidence proving that anything paranormal was happening. But after making his way upstairs and approaching one of the bedrooms, the peaceful exploration was about to change.
Already, I've stepped into one room and I'm getting such a weird feeling about this place. It's like the paintings are just watching me. I'm going to take you guys upstairs first. I'm loving this stained glass window right at the end of the corridor there. Have to be careful, this flooring. So. Hello? What's that? So I'm guessing this is the room they would have stayed. One person. It's so cold. Very, as I said, very religious.
As Dave approached the bedroom, he suddenly heard the sound of a door creaking somewhere nearby. The unexpected noise immediately caught his attention. He stopped and turned around, calling out to see if anyone else was inside the mansion, but he received no response. At this point in his investigation, Dave had not encountered anything truly unusual, so instead of jumping to conclusions, he decided there was likely a simple explanation. The old mansion had been abandoned for decades. The wind, shifting wood, and deteriorating condition of the building could easily create strange sounds throughout the empty rooms. With that in mind, Dave continued toward the bedroom. However, when he entered the room, something else was captured on camera. If you listen closely, a faint sound can be heard in the background, a quiet whisper that almost sounds like the voice of a child.
One person. So cold. So cold.
It is difficult to determine exactly what caused the sound, and there's no way to confirm whether it was truly a child's voice. However, if the whisper was what some believe it to be, then the timing of the encounter becomes incredibly strange. The sound happened moments before Dave entered a room where he would later discover several photographs showing a child with their mother, a discovery that would make the unexplained whisper feel even more disturbing. But at the time, Dave had no idea those photographs were waiting inside the room, and he continued his exploration completely unaware of the possible connection. However, as Dave searched throughout the bedroom, he was about to encounter something else that would make this abandoned mansion even more unsettling.
Oh, look at that. It's very scary seeing the shotgun shell there right next to the fire. As you can see that way, everything's just literally coming through, destroying so much history. History's been destroyed literally every day in this place. It's like, as I said, stepping into the minutes of someone's life, the last of their life. Another letter there. So much history and stuff there. What is that? Guys, what is that? Yeah, something. That's what I was saying, look at the stained glass window. I keep hearing like a noise. Hello?
After hearing this strange noise repeatedly, Dave stopped moving and remained completely still, trying to determine where it was coming from. Then, during this moment of silence, another faint sound was heard, a whisper. This time the sound appeared even more unsettling, almost as if it resembled a child calling out for help. It is unclear whether Dave actually noticed the whisper, as he never mentioned hearing it during the investigation. However, he did acknowledge the strange creaking and banging noises coming from inside the mansion. Leaving the bedroom, Dave carefully began searching for the source of the sounds. He checked the nearby rooms, including the room across the hallway, but despite looking throughout the area, he couldn't find anything that could explain what he was hearing. There was no people inside the mansion, no obvious source for the noises. Eventually, Dave decided that the most likely explanation was the condition of the building itself. The aging structure and strong winds could have easily created sounds that seemed far more mysterious than they really were. With no answers, Dave decided to move away from the upper floors and continue exploring the lower levels of the mansion. But when he entered the basement, another unsettling detail immediately caught his attention.
So sad though, these places. Guys, you all heard that? I've got my light in my hand. I'm going to move back through. These stairs don't sound good. Exploring the basement of these old properties. Creepy, I tell you. Sorry, but call me whatever you want, but it is creepy down there. I don't know, it just feels like it's gone like really cold down here as well. No, it's just looking back down the corridor. Hello? I don't know what people say hello for, but I'm getting out of here.
As Dave entered the basement, he immediately noticed a sudden drop in temperature. In many paranormal investigations, a sudden cold spot is often considered a possible sign of supernatural activity. However, basements are typically colder than the rest of the building due to their location underground and limited airflow. Still, the uncomfortable atmosphere of the basement was only made worse when Dave began hearing the strange noises again. Carefully, Dave moved toward the only room in the basement, hoping to finally discover what was causing them. But once again, he found nothing. After another unsuccessful search, Dave eventually left the basement and returned to the main floor to continue exploring the mansion. However, while searching through the kitchen, he would soon experience one of the strangest moments of his entire investigation.
Guys and gals, this place is absolutely incredible. It's like it tells a story. Like the family, I mean, look, the chair, this one chair, I kind of want to move it in, but I kind of feel that's where someone last sat. You know, playing a game of, I believe that's drafts. Guys, you'll heard that. I'm going to spin this camera quick to show you. You all heard that. I swear on my life standing here now, I'm the only one down here.
After hearing the loud bang, Dave immediately turned his attention toward the direction of the sound. The noise appeared to be coming from somewhere nearby, almost like an object had fallen or something had struck against the wall. Carefully, he began searching the area, looking for anything that could explain what had happened. But once again, he found nothing. No objects had fallen. Nothing appeared to have moved, and there was no one else inside the mansion who could have created the sound. By this point, Dave was beginning to struggle with what he was experiencing. Each individual event could possibly be explained away, but the repeated pattern of strange noises was becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Still, instead of ending his investigation, Dave decided to continue exploring, but while walking through another room, he would soon encounter yet another disturbing event.
Some more old-fashioned paintings, pictures. And it's a shame that this photo here has literally just fallen off the wall, you can see. Someone keeps banging that door. She reminds me of Whistler's mother off Mr. Bean. That's why sometimes it's really hard to tell the story of these places. This woman here. I mean, it's a beautiful picture. Come on, guys. I'm trying to video, man. Something keeps banging out here. It's freaking me the beep out. I'm telling you now, it's freaking me out. If there's anyone here, knock once or do something. I'm not going to hurt you, I've got a camera on you. So if anyone's watching now, I'm not a ghost paranormal channel, but I've definitely, something keeps messing with me in this room. I kept hearing noises upstairs, I wasn't going mad, I kept hearing it.
After hearing the loud banging noises once again, Dave cautiously approached the area to determine what was causing them. But just like before, he found no reasonable explanation. Nothing appeared to be moving. There was no obvious source behind the sounds, and the room remained completely empty. But as Dave continued recording inside the room, something happened that would become the most disturbing moment of his entire exploration. Something he could not easily explain.
It's absolutely gorgeous. That's a shame as well, that the way the clock's just falling off the wall. The weight that you can feel just how heavy it is by moving it. Come in. Guys, you just all see that. Oh. Guys, that door just literally opened and closed. Obviously, there's no possible way anyone could be behind the door. There's definitely something weird going on in this place. You all see that. The door literally just opened and closed itself. Wow. I just felt like something went over me then.
On camera, the door appears to slowly open before closing again moments later. The movement immediately caught Dave's attention, and he quickly walked toward the doorway to investigate. His first thought was that perhaps wind or some other natural force had caused it to move. However, after checking the area, Dave found no broken windows, strong drafts, or anything else that could explain what had just happened. After everything he had experienced inside the mansion, Dave was unable to come up with a logical explanation for the events unfolding around him. The whispers, the unexplained bangs, the repeated noises throughout the house, and now a door that appeared to move on its own. Eventually, Dave decided it was time to end his exploration and leave the abandoned mansion behind. Although he escaped the building unharmed, the mystery surrounding the investigation remains unsolved. Was the mansion truly haunted, or were there natural explanations hidden within the decaying walls? The answers remain unknown. When Dave first entered the abandoned estate, he was met with strange whispers and unexplained sounds. Later, as he explored the kitchen and other rooms, the noises became more frequent and disturbing. Finally, the mysterious movement of the door became the moment that convinced him to leave. No evidence of paranormal activity has ever been proven or disproven. In the end, the abandoned mansion in France remains exactly as it had always been, a place filled with unanswered questions, forgotten memories, and a story that may never be fully understood. But not every mystery inside an abandoned building comes from whispers, shadows, or unexplained events. Sometimes the most unsettling discovery is realizing that someone else may have been there before you, or may still be there when you arrive. In Ontario, Canada, one explorer entered an abandoned farmhouse, expecting to document another forgotten location. But as he stepped inside, he quickly began to question whether the farmhouse was truly empty. In March of 2025, a YouTuber named Owen from the channel Urbex Ontario entered an abandoned farmhouse hidden away in a remote area of Ontario, Canada. Unlike many abandoned locations that had been left empty for decades, this farmhouse appeared to have been abandoned relatively recently. As Owen stepped inside, he immediately noticed that much of the structure was still surprisingly intact. Aside from graffiti, damaged walls, and signs of decay, many areas of the home remained untouched. Even more unusual, some parts of the farmhouse still had electricity, lights were still working, electronics were still connected, and the presence of power suggested that whoever left the property had done so only a few years earlier. However, almost immediately after entering, he noticed a strong smell of cigarette smoke throughout the building. As he continued exploring, he discovered more signs suggesting someone may have recently been inside the farmhouse. Fortunately, during the early part of his exploration, Owen didn't encounter anyone or anything unusual, but as he entered the kitchen, that would quickly change, because inside the room, Owen discovered something that made him question whether the farmhouse was truly abandoned.
Yeah, so this is the kitchen. You see that light on? This is literally still on. What is that? This? Oh, I can feel heat coming off of this. I don't want to touch it, but there's a lot of heat coming off of that. That's a fire hazard. Wow. Why is that room like tarped off? Got some tires. They're actually still in like decent shape. Oh! Do you guys hear that? I just heard banging upstairs. What the heck? What, the light is on in here? Guys, this is sketchy. Hello? Anyone up there? What is that noise, guys? Sounds like somebody walking. What the heck? That sounded like a person was up there.
After hearing the loud bang coming from upstairs, Owen immediately stopped exploring and turned his attention toward the source of the noise. The noise sounded disturbingly similar to someone walking across the floor above him. Owen called out, asking if anyone was inside the farmhouse, but he received no response. Unlike some explorers who immediately rushed toward unexplained noises, Owen decided to remain cautious. After all, he had already discovered signs that someone may have been staying inside the building. Rather than assuming the worst, he tried to find a logical explanation. Owen continued his exploration. For the next several minutes, he moved through different rooms without experiencing anything unusual. But while walking through another area of the farmhouse, the strange noises returned.
That is sketchy. Interesting light fixture. Oh, the wind is making so many noises. Freaking me out. Like, look at this. There's like a mattress here. Somebody's been squatting right here on this mattress. For sure. Yeah, I still can't believe that is on. It's like all shattered and everything. So this house was probably built between 1905 and 1920, probably. Okay, you guys had to have heard that. I'm assuming that's the wind, but I don't know, guys. It sounded like a cabinet door shutting or something. So we'll go upstairs a bit later, I guess. There's still power. Just the one light bulb still glowing. Seeing if it happens again. Oh, guys. This is sketchy. Heard it again. I heard it again. Okay, I'm getting freaked out. Some construction stuff or whatever in there. There's gotta be somebody in here. There's gotta be. What is that noise? It's like a constant banging. Oh my god, I'm so scared.
After hearing the loud banging noises multiple times, Owen was no longer certain what he was dealing with. Was it simply the wind moving through the old farmhouse? Or was it someone else actually inside the building with him? The possibility became even more concerning because Owen had already discovered evidence that someone may have been living there. The mattress, the cigarette smell, the signs of recent activity. If someone was still hiding somewhere inside the farmhouse, they could know the building better than Owen and could be watching him without being seen. For the first time during his exploration, Owen began to feel genuinely unsafe. Every unexplained sound carried a new possibility. The farmhouse might have been abandoned, or someone might have never truly left. Eventually, after building up his courage, Owen decided he needed to go upstairs and find out what was causing the noises.
Oh my gosh. Guys, I think we gotta go upstairs first and see what that noise is, because I'm so sketched out. I don't feel comfortable in the other rooms down here. Hello? Anyone in here? Coming from in here. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's this piece of plastic on the broken window. I'm ripping that out of there.
Fortunately for Owen, the immediate source of some of the noises was finally discovered. The loose piece of plastic covering a broken window had been moving and creating sounds throughout the farmhouse. However, while this explained some of the strange noises he had heard, it did not explain everything. The footsteps, the repeated banging, the sounds that appeared to be coming from different areas of the building. Those noises still remained unexplained. Determined to find answers, Owen continued searching upstairs, but as he approached another room, he would encounter something that made the farmhouse feel even more unsettling.
That doesn't explain the banging. That literally sounded like somebody walking, guys. Right here. weird over here. It's this door. Why is that opening by itself? Why is that door moving? Why is that door moving? Bro, there's literally no wind in here. None of these windows are broken. These are all shut, these windows. You guys saw that. Oh my God, it literally just moved again. Like all these windows are intact. The only broken window is the one with the plastic. So, there's nobody in there. It must just be the wind. I need to shut that away so it doesn't move. Oh my God. Guys, that scared the crap out of me. Okay, let's go downstairs and continue. That literally sounded like somebody walking and like shutting doors. Oh. Sorry about that. That like scared the crap out of me. Cause like there's like cigarettes and stuff here. Like somebody's definitely been squatting in here at some point.
The door suddenly moved and caught Owen completely off guard. For a moment, he stood frozen, trying to understand what he was seeing. The most concerning part was that he couldn't immediately identify anything that could have caused it. After opening the door and shaking the room, Owen found nobody inside. The farmhouse appeared empty. Although frightened, Owen decided not to end his exploration immediately. Instead, he closed the door and continued searching through the farmhouse for several more minutes. Fortunately, after this point, Owen did not experience any further strange encounters. Eventually, he finished documenting the abandoned property and left the farmhouse without harm. The question remains, what truly caused the sounds Owen heard that day? Were the loud bangs and moving door caused by natural explanations, such as the wind or the deteriorating condition of the building? Or was there something else inside the farmhouse that Owen never discovered? Based on the evidence, a paranormal explanation seems unlikely. However, the possibility of someone secretly being inside the farmhouse cannot be completely ignored. Owen found signs that someone had been there recently, and the thought of exploring an abandoned building while unknowingly sharing it with another person is disturbing enough on its own. In the end, the farmhouse remains filled with unanswered questions.
And that wraps up this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so we can keep bringing you more creepy, bizarre, and haunting tales. Check out the links below to dive deeper. And if you have your own creepy encounter, tell us in the comments. We might feature it in a future video. Until next time, sleep tight.